हेलो फ्रेंड्स, आप सभी का मेरे YouTube चैनल पर स्वागत है। Today's topic is SAP Warehouse Management Overview. In this session, we are going to learn about SAP Warehouse Management. What are the integration of SAP Warehouse Management? What is SAP Warehouse Management? How you should talk to your client? Okay, like what should be your discussion points? Then what are the terminologies which are used in the SAP Warehouse Management? Like there are many things which we are going to discuss. Okay, so going forward, if we move ahead, so the first slide which comes is what is SAP Warehouse Management. Now, in this picture, you can see there are a lot of snapshots which is pasted here, okay, which I have kept for you. These all are the pictures of the warehouse management. Okay. Now, let's understand in a very layman term. Okay, suppose in your house, okay, if I ask you that I need a salt, then what you will do? Easily you will go in the kitchen and you know where the salt is kept. You will quickly bring that. Okay. In a similar fashion, in the warehouse also, it's a big area where a lot of materials are kept. Okay, if those materials which are kept, if they are not kept in a proper way, in an organized way, then it will be very difficult for us to find the material whenever they are required, or when new materials are coming. If we are not knowing where to keep it, then the situation will become very worse in the warehouse. It's simple. Like if you look over this, if you look over this picture, okay, in this picture, suppose I ask you, I need a rod, 3-inch rod. Then if you're not knowing where to go, where to find this rod, it will be very difficult for you. You will start searching from one corner to another corner, here and there, to find that rod. Where is 3-inch rod kept? But if I say go and find an XYZ bin, then it will become very easy for you. Okay, so this is the main concept of the SAP warehouse management. Basically, we are the custodians. I always say we are the custodians of stock. Okay, now I have kept some pictures for you. Okay, these are from the warehouse. The first picture, if you look over here, okay, this picture indicates that these are the conveyor belt. Okay, most probably when you will go in some airport, then you will see during the check-in time, during the security check-in time, you will see these kind of belts are kept where you keep your laptops and all your stuffs, metals and everything, and slowly this moves the trays. In a similar fashion, in the warehouse also, many warehouse also, these kind of these kind of stuffs are there, okay, which is used to move the materials from one position to another position. Generally, in case of loading of the trucks, this conveyor belts plays a very important. Okay, now you can see I have kept the truck also. Okay, so this is the transportation truck. Okay, where the material will be loaded and then it will be dispatched to various section of areas. Okay, the second picture, if you will look over this, okay, in this you can see like this one, this yellow color. Okay, this is a bin. Okay, so like this kind of all these square boxes, no, you can see like this like this box. Okay, this is one bin, then this is second bin, like this way. Okay, so these are called storage bins. If you look over this section, this is called pallet, in which the material is kept. If I want to see the some pallet, okay, in this picture you can see this is the pallet in which the material is kept. Like the last in this video, sorry, this picture, you can see this is a pallet. Okay, this is a cartons in which the material is kept. Okay, these all are called high rack. This is a this picture, this is a very good this is called cardex. Okay, so in this what happens now, because the problem with the high racks is that whenever the materials are kept at high racks, so chances are that their material may fall, something can happen, there is a risk involved in that. Okay, but though in the warehouse proper cares are taken. Okay, so it's not that it will fall, but there are chances. So there is a cardex. In that what happens now, there are some 90, 180, like that way racks are there. Okay, you can see this one, this is the cardex. Like this kind of trays are there inside this cardex. Okay, so if you require suppose 15 tray, so in the machine when you click 15, okay, then what will happen, slowly this that 15th trolley will come down and then this will get open. Okay, like this, and this will come outside like this. Okay, and then you can pick the material and then you press inside, then again it will get closed, it will shut. So the good part is that your materials it will not get dirty. Okay, dust will not come. It's completely full packed, and whenever you require, it will come down. It is easy to do a picking or do a put away. Okay, put away. If I use word put away, okay, put away means that whenever you are going to store the material, that means whenever the incoming materials, that is called put away, and the materials which are going out of the warehouse, that is called picking. So this terminology you should know. What do you mean by put away and what is picking? Put away means material to come inside, and picking means material to go outside from the warehouse. Okay, these all are called these all are called trays only. Okay, you can say tray. Okay, this is called forklift. This is called forklift. So I hope now you can see in this one forklift is coming here. Okay, this is called a metal cage. Okay, this is called a metal cage. So you can see there are a lot of metal cage from here to there. It is kept. So generally in case of pumps or in case of heavy materials where metals are very heavy, so we use cage only. Okay, for keeping the materials on the rack. You can see here some wooden pallets are lying there. Wooden pallets are there. Okay, fine. So I hope now you have understood about the warehouse. Now you can visualize how the warehouse looks. Okay, these are the simple snapshot of the warehouse. Moving ahead. Okay, this is also one snapshot of one warehouse which I have taken. Okay, so the purpose for this is to show you what do you mean by row, stack, and height. In the warehouse, when you will go, you will always hear fifth row, fifth stack, or seventh stack, or eight height number this. Okay, so what does this row mean? Okay, so row, if you will see, I have marked here. Okay, row. So these all are rows. These all from here to this line. Okay, from this, so these are called rows. Okay, height means, suppose this is one row. Let's assume this is row A. Okay, and under row A, this is stack. Position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4, position 5. Okay, and height means it will go in vertical up. Okay, so suppose if I have to say I need a material from row A, third stack, third height. Okay, what to say? Row A. So row A means this row, first row. Okay, third stack, that means first, second, and third. That is, this one will be there. Okay, and third height, this one. So that means I need to pick the material from this bin. Suppose if I say row 3, stack 1, height 4. So row 3 means this is row 1, row 2, row 3. So this is row 3. Okay, then stack, first stack, that is first position, and height number 4. So that means this is the bin. So that's why you will see a lot of bin nomenclatures in the warehouse. Like when you will go there, okay, you can see A dash 3 dash 5. So this means this is the bin number A dash 3 dash 5. It means row A, third position, and fifth number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the bin number A dash 3 dash 5. Okay, I hope you have understood the concept. What do you mean by row, stack, height? So you will not forget. Okay, moving to the next slide. Now, why you should switch to SAP Warehouse Management? That means why you want this warehouse management. The first is volume of materials. Volume of materials means like you have a bulk of materials you are using. Okay, like 10,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 materials you are handling. So keeping a track in your mind or keeping a track in the Excel, it's very difficult. Where those materials are kept, where to pick, these all, it's very difficult. So in that case, this warehouse management comes into the picture. Okay, then storage space. Suppose you have a very limited space and you need to utilize each and every corners of your warehouse. Then you need to properly do a demarcation of your warehouse, and those demarcations should be properly mapped into the SAP system. Okay, so in that case also this storage space comes into the picture. You can do a pause and you can read this. I'm not reading these things, okay, for you. Material movement. If there are a lot of material movements which is happening with the warehouse or shop floors, okay, so in that case also you should be doing a SAP warehouse management system. Okay, like you have picking, shipping, put away, consolidation, lot of processes are there. Okay, repacking, packing, sales return, like lot kind of material movements are which is happening in your warehouse. Then definitely you should have your warehouse management implemented there. Traceability and visibility. Traceability, definitely, as I explained you in the initial itself by giving example of that salt. So every material needs a traceability and visibility where those materials are kept, so that whenever you require, easily you can pick those materials. Then special requirements. Special requirements means like if you need to store some materials in some storage conditions, some temperatures, maybe some few materials are very costly materials. Like I remember during my initial working, we used to have a syllabus which were used as a tip, as a good conductor, okay, of so those tips were very costly. So for that, a special provisions was done in the warehouse, lock and key system. So those materials were kept separately. So these kind of special requirements, if we have to do, then in that case you should have a warehouse management system should be there. Then integration with a third party application. If you have any third party warehouse system, then definitely you should have your warehouse management integrated with your system. Third party means like if there is like third party means if you have any, if you have hired some persons or some other organization to manage your materials, and those materials are kept in their locations, okay, they are managing your stock on your behalf, then third party systems you can say. Integrate with RFID devices, okay, you can integrate these RF guns in your warehouses, okay, so that your work will become, you will be a smart worker or digital work, okay, lifetime. So like the way you are handling your mobiles now, in the similar fashion there are guns, RF guns are there, okay. With the use of those RF guns, you can easily manage your warehouse, okay. So training and opportunity cost, basically it means that every time a new persons will come, then you need to explain each and everything about the warehouse management, your warehouse concepts and everything, okay. But if you have a system implemented, then it will be very easy for him to quickly get trained with SAP WM system if implemented, okay, because you just need to give him system knowledge, and rest, since he has been working for a long time, so he can easily understood the concepts and everything, and he can get into the work quickly. But if these kind of systems are not there, DRP systems, then in case physically you need to explain each and every area to them, what kind of materials are kept at which locations. So this all involves a training and opportunity cost for those things. So these are the regions. Moving ahead, okay, this is a very important slide. Like whenever you are going in, for any discussions, okay, then the business blueprint requirement which you are making, what are the information you should gather from the client? That's a very important thing, because most of the consultants, they are aware of the concepts and everything, but they do not know what kind of questions you should ask to the business, so that you get your requirement sorted out quickly. So first is your warehouse facility locations, okay. We need to understand like where the physical warehouse is located, okay, how many manufacturing plants are there, okay, how many distribution centers are there, how you are doing the warehouse catering means work there, like how many storage locations are there, okay, how many stock management activities are there, what are the units of measurements, okay, which are used for the stock management, okay, what are the kind of pallets, racks, like this kind of things you should be knowing. So warehouse facility locations you must understand, okay. Second is the business process. You must be knowing about the business process thoroughly, okay. So you should ask n number of questions, and you should understand the business process properly, okay. So you can read here like what I have written, okay. We need to understand the functions that are being carried out in a warehouse. Example, are the warehouse premises being used as to store and supply goods for only production, or are they also being used for sales of end item, okay. Then does the warehouse premises also carry out any quality control process, and if yes, then which inbound or outbound processes? So basically you can read this, okay. So we need to understand the business process. Any third party system is there, any kitting work is there, any consolidation, deconsolidation, okay, these kind of things are there, repacking, packing, okay, any cross docking is there, okay. Like these all business process you should be knowing it properly, okay. Whether you have a quality system there or not, QA system, okay, what are the modules which are integrated with this, all you should be knowing, okay. Whether MM is there, SD is there, FI, so definitely MM and SD will be there, but do we have any production system there or not, PP, what is the manufacturing units, like this all process you must be knowing. Sorry, okay. The third is the storage requirement, which we say put away. So that means how the materials are coming inside. Okay, you must be knowing these things. Okay, so which you can say as a business process only. So like when you say put away, what are the sources of the put away? Whether you are doing a goods receipt against the production order or any through a process order through 311 movement, that is store location to store location, maybe plant to plant transfer. Okay, so basically how you are doing the put away. Okay, you should be knowing what are the movements which you are doing. Secondly, the materials which you are receiving. Okay, what is the nature of those materials? You must be knowing whether those are the hazardous material. Hazardous means dangerous material. Like if you are dealing with some chemicals, so the chemicals are very hazardous. So you should be very careful while dealing with those materials. Okay, so you should be knowing key what is the nature of the material which you are doing. Then is this material a batch specific? Okay, whether you are dealing with a batch specific or not. Okay, you should ask. Is there any SLD, self life expiry date, generally in case of food and beverages industries or medicine pharma industries? Okay, where the materials is going to expire in certain period of time, then SLD comes into the picture. Okay, so you should be knowing these things. Then what are the racks? You should be knowing. Okay, you must be knowing how the storage medias are there, bins you are going to store the material. This concept you should be knowing. Okay, then you must be knowing what are the high racks you are doing, what are the total number of bins. Okay, what is the capacity with which you are utilizing your warehouse. Okay, you must be knowing what kind of capacity you have, that you should be knowing. Okay, how you are doing the capacity calculations based on weight, based on volume. What is the concept? Okay, then and are you using any palletizations means like let's say one pallet. Okay, best example is you can take an example of egg. Okay, so we know that 1 carat egg contains 30 egg. Okay, suppose in one pallet there are some 100 trays of eggs are kept. So that means what is the total count of the materials? 100 into 30 into 12. Okay, so this will become 100 is the total number of boxes. Okay, and in one in boxes. Okay, and in that you have sorry, my mistake. So let's say let's assume that one pallet you have 100 boxes kept, and in one boxes you have 5 trays. So that means 100 into 5 and one die cut 30. So 100 into 5 into. So this will become. This is called a palletization. Okay, basically this is called a palletization. We will understand this called concept in a detail. Okay, since this is an overview session, so I'm not going into too much details of it. Okay, so fourth is the removal requirements. That is the picking. Picking is very important. Okay, in the first you should also know. You should also be knowing what are is there any stickers you are taking? Is there any labels you are printing or required? Okay, you should know that. Okay, what kind of labels? Secondly, what kind of labels you should be using it? Those things also should you should be knowing it. Okay, which you can say as a transfer order slip during the good receipt against process order, purchase order, like anything. Okay, so you should be knowing about the labels and stickers. Fourth is the removal requirement picking. Okay, in the similar fashion. Okay, you should be knowing what are the processes based on which you are going to do the goods issue of the materials. Okay, like here you can say there is a supplying material to shop floor or sales order. Okay, self life expiry date is there. Okay, it should be known how to self life expiry date. Fine. So you should be knowing the picking process. Like I will give an example to you. Okay, suppose there is a shop floor for you. Okay, and you want the materials. If you directly when you release the process order. Okay, so what will happen? That requirement will come to warehouse. What warehouse is going to do? Based on those requirements, they are going to do the picking, and they are going to keep the warehouse. They are going to supply the material to you from the warehouse. So that means to the shop. So you should be knowing what are the different picking processes through which materials will be going out. This picking process is very important. Reason is that suppose you are dealing with a fast delivery, like in case of supermarkets or in case of 10 minutes or 15 minutes grocery delivery. So like that way your picking should be done very fast. So you should be knowing where the materials are kept. So to do that, suppose if I will ask you to find the materials, like if I go in the first slide, let's assume if I want the materials. Okay, and if I say if I say to go and search in this kind of big rack, it will become very difficult for you, right? But if I ask you to go and search in this kind of bins, okay, then it will become very easy for you, okay, quickly, because all materials are kept in one touch, okay, these all materials are kept, so quickly you can go and do the picking, and whenever the material is finished, it will get replenished from the main location to this location. This is called a replenishment concept, okay, which I will explain you at the later stage, okay. So in case of quick deliveries of the sales order, we should be knowing it. So basically purpose is that we should be knowing all the picking process, okay, of the business. Fifth is the inventory count, okay. The inventory count which we do in the material management, okay, which you would have heard that MI01, MI02, MI04, MI07, okay. In the similar fashion, we do the physical inventory even in the warehouse also, but that will be done in a two-step, okay. So you should be knowing basically how business want to do the physical inventory, whether they are going to do a cycle count, annual inventory. Okay, cycle count means that every week, or suppose every week they want to do a count, or daily they want to do an inventory count of small material. In that case, system can suggest them, okay, based on those suggestions they can do the counting, or they can go for an annual inventory where the plant will be shut down for 2 or 3 days and they will count each and every bins and they will update their stock. Okay, so you should be knowing all these things. Secondly, how they are going to do the stock adjustment, okay, who is going to approve the differences, cost, like all these things you should be knowing. So you should design all those processes properly in the system, okay, based on the physical activity which you are going to do. Then development, any special development or custom program that have been developed, that needs to be developed, you should know that. That means if any process has to be automated, okay, then you must be knowing that. See, whenever you are doing any implementation of any warehouse, your thought process should be such that how to reduce the efforts of the warehouse operator, okay, because they are really very busy guy, and if you will not help them with technology, then there is no point of doing those implementations, okay. So you should be knowing how we can reduce their effort, okay. That's why we all are there to support them with the technology, okay. So you should be knowing what are the developments you want to do to reduce their efforts by doing some automation, something like that, or really reports are there, okay. Seventh, I have mentioned the reports. Like already in SAP warehouse management system, there are a lot of good reports, so I don't think so you require any such reports to be developed, okay. But still, based on the business requirement, if you feel some report should be there, okay, then you should develop those reports. You should identify those details of it and just see whether the feasibility options, whether those reports can be developed or not, and based on that you can develop the reports, okay. RFID is really a very good and mandatory requirement, I can say, okay, because if you have a big warehouse, or if you have a small warehouse also, okay, then it becomes very easy to do an operations. How? Suppose you need some materials from the bin, okay, then what will happen? You will go there, okay, and you will pick the material. There are a lot of chances where the error can happen, okay. How? Suppose there is a put away you need to do, and the system asked you to go and pick in some XYZ bin, okay. Manually you went there by mistake. Instead of keeping in XYZ, you have kept in some ABC bins by mistake, okay, because there is no system check you are doing there. So with that system, suppose system was asking you to keep in XYZ, but manually you have done in ABC and you have done the confirmation. So there is a system versus physical mismatch, okay. But if you have an RFID, what will happen? You will go physically, you will take the material there, okay. You need to scan the barcode which is placed in the bin XYZ. Once you scan that XYZ bin, after that only the confirmation will happen, and this request will get closed. So with that, the error chances become nil. That means XYZ was asked and you have physically kept the material in XYZ only, okay. So RFID has a lot of good process that run time, all the activity is done. You do the put away, immediately system posts the documents, picking is done quickly, okay. So RFID is very good, okay. The best example, if I give you a best example, you can see now these days you will see a Blue Dart company, okay. So they will be coming with some mobile devices now these days. Okay, but previously they used to carry one machines. Okay, so whenever they will deliver the package, they will scan the barcode and quickly your transaction gets executed. So these RFIDs and this kinds of very okay. The last point is the other important useful information. So you can just read this. The last but not at the least, each and every information, if not mentioned in the key points quoted above, and other they could be relatively helpful to us in order to understand the business process. Should be extensive. So basically, like if there is any other process or if there is anything which business team wants to highlight to you, so you should listen to them. You should understand what exactly they are trying to say, and based on that you should map all those things. So whatever we have discussed now, for that a proper document should be made. It should not be that these things should happen verbally. So proper document should be there, and proper signature should happen from top to bottom, from the business side and from the IT side. Then only this business requirement should get finalized. Because what will happen if you will not do a signing process, then your requirement will never get fixed. Always it will be in the changeable mode. Okay, today business is asking for A, tomorrow they may ask A dash or B, C. So you are engaged in solving their requirements on. Okay, so always keep that you should close the requirement by doing the signing process, whether you are in support and development or whether you are in implementation project, anywhere you are working. Okay, so guys, since this video is becoming very big, so what I will do is that I will close this session here itself, and then in the next session I will explain you about the further topics. Okay, so thank you very much. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you guys.